Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Hi, my name is Don Oshman, editor and publisher of HideNet.com. Ready to bring you another weekly video of the U.S. Week in Review, Latin American Report, European Report, and a touch on some of the other reports we at HideNet publish each week. From Novo Hamburgo, Brazil this week, Ronald Guel reports that Brazilian prices are basically steady. That's on the green fresh hides. TR1 is selling in between $1 and $1.03 and $1.08. If you're a big buyer and everything is wonderful, maybe you can get $1. As we always say at CFR, as we always say in Brazil, or any place really, one man's meat's another meat's poison. So one person's TR1 could be another person's TR2. But these are general prices. In Paraguay, the market's unchanged. The slaughter is low. Argentina's beef exports see a strong increase, which means there'll be more hides coming in the pike. Minerva expects Brazil to resume exporting beef in the first quarter of 2018. And another Frigorifico resumes slaughter to generate 550 jobs in one province of Brazil. Albacadaras carries out a prospective trade mission in France to develop their exports. Colombia's slaughter is down in the past 3 years, and meats production is down, and therefore their hide production is down. Costa Rica is going to export sheep leather into China, and Panama is going to explore business in China, possible joint slaughterhouse. All kinds of stuff like that in our Latin American report. And more pricing detail. We have a full list of splits from many of these countries, business sizes, shapes. It's a very valuable tool if you're a tanner, or you're a hide processor, producer, or a buyer of leather. You can't beat HideNet. You know that, don't you? You're the regular listeners. I'm sorry, by the way, I was gone last week. We had a Thanksgiving vacation, long weekend in America, and we did not publish our report. You didn't miss it, but I'm sorry I didn't get it out, but I needed a couple days off. In Europe this week, the currency market to the euro is 0.895 pounds to the euro. UK 36 and up were $1.30, $1.35, steady to last week. HideNet, we have a special report from the Salon del Mobile in Shanghai. Andrea went to that show, covered it for us, got a whole report how Italian products are selling into the furniture business industry in China. Very interesting. In Europe, there's a limited market for lower grades. The other grades don't seem too bad. Americans, more and more American hides, basically wet blue, are going into Europe, and that's stabilizing the European market. There's good demand for the top grades in Europe. And again, like we said, the cheaper grades are having a rough time. Calf keeps going on, still very expensive, and still more demand than supply. And Russia is importing more sheepskins from Australia, not Austria, Australia. And that business is growing rapidly. Also, Petards opens a shoe factory in Ethiopia. And in Spain, they debuted a B2B, business-to-business shoe platform that's doing very, very well. In North America this week, prices were firmly steady to higher on steers, not cows. Cows struggled to stay steady, and basically they did. Texas steers, 66, 68 pounds, sold at 53.50. Another couple steer selections were up a little bit, and others were steady. Packer capacity, of an article on the meat packer capacity has increased in America to handle the extra cattle that are being killed. But there's a labor shortage, which makes a very big problem for producers. America's cut down immigration, and typically the lowest echelon of worker who is an immigrant takes a job in a packing house. Well, there's less of those people now. There's an article about tannery closing in Hebei province in China because of overall Chinese government crackdown on pollution. Cattle imports into the United States were lower in 2017 and are projected to be lower for 2018. Combined sales for the week were 761,500, which is a rare occurrence when they exceeded the domestic slaughter. But by the same token, there was a long-term contract in those sales of 360,000 wet blue, I believe, in Italy. So that kind of skewed the numbers a little bit. But so with that 360,000 for 2018 into Italy, slaughter exceeded sales, but shipments fell below again. So It's amazing. There must be hides stacked all over America, according to the USD statistics, but it really isn't so. Anyhow, if you really want to know what's going on, the details of it, get a free sample to our reports. You can't beat it. It tells you what's going on. It tells you what's going to happen, why we think it's going to happen. We tell you what happened in the past and its relation to what's happening in the present. Also, our international report covers almost 30 countries every week, from Africa to any place in the world, literally. That's something you don't want to miss if you're active in those markets or looking at those markets. And then our This Week in Leather talks about brands, what they're doing, fashion, styles, consumption. This Week in Leather. All available at our website, www.HideNet.com. Be there or be square. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.